A drunken PI has to deal with a purple wanker. Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Jessica Jones Season 1. And just like the last TV series we reviewed, this one is another smashing hit. That was Daredevil Season 1 in case you weren't keeping up. And man, I love this show. I really do, because it deals, just like Daredevil, with a lot of heavy topics, such as the fruit called grapes, and, mind control and abuse. It deals with all of that stuff that Daredevil couldn't even touch, because this one focuses on a woman, and it focuses on the women problems, like, the fruit called grapes, which is the ad-friendly, I guess, which I don't make ads, so kid-friendly way to say what I actually mean. So, let's just move straight into the cast. We have Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones, who had an allergic reaction to grapes and also was technically kind of mentally abused by our main bad guy and has finally escaped, but he's back. And man, I love the way that the show handles her story arc throughout the show. Also, she's a PI, a private detective investigator, whatever, doesn't matter, and she's good. She is really good, and Kristen Ritter pulls it off so well. I would even dare go as far as to say this was perfect casting, which it is. And I really like the way that they deal with the whole main bad guy problem. Let's move straight into him with David Tennant as Kilgrave, as he's called. Now, in the comics, he is called Purple Man. If you want to do a dark show that involves the fruits and also, abuse and all that stuff, yeah, calling your main bad guy Purple Man, like, that kind of takes everything away. So I think them changing it to Kilgrave being his bad guy name, kind of like Kingpin or Whiplash or Mandarin, I guess, all that stuff, it makes a lot more sense, and I love David Tennant in the role. He is so charming, yet unsettling, yet the things that he says, he believes, but you shouldn't believe. It's like, no, but if I do this, you will love me. It's like, dude, you are literally obsessive. Don't. This is a normal person. What are you doing? You are insane. But the way that he plays it off, even like he later in the show talks about like death like it's nothing. It's like, who cares about them anyway? No one will miss him. It's like, my goodness. I really loved David Tennant as Kilgrave. He was perfect. And next up, we have a teaser for another show, because technically he counts as the main cast, even though he appears in, I don't know, half the episodes. We have Mike Coulter as Luke Cage, a mystery man that we get to see throughout the show that Jessica has a connection with, outside of that connection, obviously. I like his inclusion in the show. It's not just a tease for the next show, however. Like, we don't really get like a backstory on Luke Cage, because obviously he's gonna get his own show. That's where he gets the backstory. But also, I think the reason that they put him in the show is because in the comics, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are a couple. So you kind of have to have them together at some point. And the connection that he has with Jessica, I like. I feel like if they were being honest with each other, a lot of problems could have been solved. I'll talk more about that in spoiler talk. But they act off of each other, in my opinion, really well. Especially because of how closed off she is, but then cares a lot about Luke Cage. You really get to see that. And I also love the way that Luke Cage is in the show. I mean, he's not doing much in the show, obviously, because he has his own show. So, like I said, story-wise, we don't really get much. Next up, we have Rachel Taylor as Trish Walker, also known as Patsy. And this is the, I guess, the adoptive sister of Jessica Jones, but Jessica Jones is the adopted one. And there's history between them. You can feel it. There's also some distance between them. You can feel that as well. But they are really close to get with each other. Like, Jessica would do anything for Trish, no matter how you look at it. And Rachel Taylor is really good, even in the moments when she needs to go above and beyond, kind of, in the acting. She needs to act a bit crazy, for example. She really pulls that off really well. Everyone in this show really pulls it off well, because you have a villain who has the powers of mind control. Kilgrave can control minds by speaking. However, I will say this though, I feel like if anyone had earphones or earplugs or whatever, was deaf, They could have stopped Kilgrave right then and there, because he needs to talk to you in order to be able to control you. But he can't if you can't hear him. So I feel like a lot of it could have just been solved like that. But when everyone needs to act in mind control mode, kind of like zombie mode, they do a really good job. Next up, we have Will Travel as Will Simpson. They actually got someone named Will to play Will Simpson. I didn't even know that this dude was named Will Simpson, because basically they just call him Simpson throughout the whole show. He is a sergeant with a backstory that gets explained throughout the show, but let's just say he had a lot of trouble. And to be honest, if you want to put a comparison, you know John Walker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Yeah, he's basically him, but done slightly better. A good guy who's got a couple of screws loose. Best way to say it. And Will Travel does a good job as Simpson. Really liked him. Next up, we have Erin Moriarty as Hope Schlottman, and this is the main victim of Kilgrave, and the fear that she has. The acting is just once again on point. I like the story that she has, because she's basically the reason why Jessica does all the things she does in this show, and I think she's a good motivation overall. Next up, we have Eka Darville as Malcolm Ducasse. And once again, he's pretty good. He doesn't really get to do much in the beginning of the season, but later on in the season, he gets to do a lot more. However, he is still a little bit more in the background than, like, he's not like the main player. He's still more in the background. And finally, last, but I wish we could skip this one, sadly enough. I do, because I don't like this one. We have Carrie-Anne Moss, who you may know from the Matrix movies, as Jerry Hogarth. Now, this is a snake, a horrible person, and I don't like her. However, I will say this, no disrespect to Carrie-Anne Moss, she does a fantastic job in the role as Jerry Hogarth. However, Jerry Hogarth is literally just a horrible person, and I hate her. But Carrie-Anne Moss does a really good job at me hating her. I really like the way that she portrays Jerry, and to be honest, I kind of want to stab her to death. Not Carrie-Anne Moss, obviously, but Jerry Hogarth, because she's so horrible. But she does a really good job in the show. Also, this is the first lesbian, apparently, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And, well, you're coming out the gate with the most horrible person on the planet. Doesn't really put that on a good scale. Let's hope the next one that we get is a bit better. But overall, the cast does a really good job, and I love the story. The themes that it deals with. It doesn't hit you over the head with it. It gives you enough in order to show you how bad this is. It's just the people who do these, the monsters who do these acts to women, are horrible monsters. And we should never, ever accept the kind of stuff that they do. And I love the way that the show portrays it. Everyone, the cast, even the showrunner is a really good showrunner. I can't believe the fact that Marvel has failed time and time again with women in the Marvel Cinematic Universe when they had such a good example with Jessica Jones. Because we're gonna move straight into the final verdict of the show. So, my final verdict for Jessica Jones Season 1 is gonna be a beautiful 10 out of 10. Now, it is not as good as Daredevil Season 1. I want to make that clear. I also think that this season kind of walks that line of you're kind of on that line of you deserve 13 episodes, but maybe one episode could have been cut in order to make it a little bit faster and maybe a bit better. But it's not like the other shows where it's like either too drawn out, like Iron Fist Season 1, or it's like, oh, here we have two storylines in one, like Daredevil Season 2 or Luke Cage Season 1. That is basically what I want to say about that one. Also, there's a nice cameo in this show for the people who watch Daredevil. So, with that being said, thank you also very much for watching. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on Jessica Jones Season 1. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you think about it? Just let me know. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're not so already, turn on notifications, and don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time, maybe, unless something new comes in between, but planned anyway, next time for the movies. Yes, we're going back to the movies, baby, and we are not going for any movie. We are gonna go for the Avengers. It is finally time to check out Avengers Age of Ultron. So hopefully I'll see you guys for that stuff. Bye.